Alright, welcome back everybody. Another geared fighter, gameplay in the Goblin Cave, solo, all those 5 other words like that. And then I got one of my mid-favorite spawns. It's that little water room with the 2 Goblin Warriors and the Goblin Mage in the top right corner of the map. It's not a terrible spawn by any means. I just don't particularly prefer it, but it's far from bad. So I guess the benefit here is you have access to 2 of the lion's head chests. I guess they could also be golden chests like we have right here. So you have a good potential for getting some good loot if they're lion's head or unlocked, or if you have lockpicks. And here I got it open and I found a pretty solid crossbow, so that was pretty dope. And then there's another one pretty much directly above me. So we're going to go for that one. I almost never take that door straight to the south. I just don't see much benefit to it whenever there's so much good gear directly above. Now, I guess if you're trying to avoid other players, which is generally my go-to strategy, because players are very dangerous, and then my goal is to very slowly get rich and powerful. Even right now, if there was a a blue portal somewhere, I would probably just go ahead and take it, even though I have just about nothing on me, because the way that I see it is, if you can make 101 gold profits, you make 100 gold, and then extrapolate that out. If over the course of 1,000 runs, you only get one good item every 25 runs, that's still a lot of good items. If you only get 100 gold for each run, that's still a lot of gold. So here we got the second chest too. Unfortunately, didn't run into anything. Unfortunately, that chest was pretty bad. But this area typically has pretty good stuff. We didn't get a very optimal circle spawn, and we ran into a mimic, which is going to slow us down a bit. But we can make that work. It'll buff. Plus, we found some candy, so that's immediately a fantastic find. We haven't inspected that tunic yet. It's blue. I think I went on to use it later after I lost the set of gear. If I remember correctly, it was movement speed or something. I don't remember. It was not. That is not the one we used. I take back everything I just said. It's still a solid enough item, but frankly, I probably should have thrown it on the ground. Uh, as soon as I found something a little bit better. I know it's an uncommon thing. I pick up every silver that I find. Um, I know that they aren't worth very much, and typically, even if you have a whole stack, it should be one of the first things that you let go of just because they don't have much value. 25 of them isn't even worth very much. It's worth 5 gold. But I would rather just stuff my inventory with every possible thing I can find until I have a portal or a safe time to actually worry about increasing the loot. Um, this area right here, since I haven't run into anybody, is a pretty safe area. Pavises are always pretty solid. They sell pretty well for people that like to cheese things in teams. I personally don't use them. I wish we had something bigger and heavier than the heater shield, um, but we don't. And I run into this guy. Um, Longsword fighters, pretty dangerous. I don't ever feel like I'm very good at the game, but my gear is kind of floating me here. And it's definitely a close fight. Now, fortunately, I got one block, and that was just enough for me to get a quick swing, counterattack, and put him down. Now, I outgeared him incredibly bad. He really didn't have much of anything and still put up a pretty big fight, and he got my second wind. Fortunately, he went down though. I survived. I survived this one. I can take it just a minute to heal up. I never use that potion stacking strategy that I see pretty often in other videos because I don't really know how it works, and I'm too cheap to buy better potions. So I try to use all my cheapest heals first to free up space. And I get the second guy down, and I don't get the chance to loot him, which is a little unfortunate. Moving on, here we get over to Goblin Town, and the lobby is about half gone, so that's good. Goblin Town is my favorite area, by far. Um, it's just very vertical, you can move around very easily. There's a lot of pretty solid loot in here, and sometimes fantastic loot. So this is just a good area. Plus, I feel like in general, I do well in Goblin Town. And I have to drop on this barbarian. I get a hit on him, but I think it was just an arm or a leg, so nothing super crazy. But it should just be enough for me to get ahead and put him down. So there we go. C Boyardee is down. And I'm going to take a minute to heal up. I want to loot that body, but I don't want to be greedy. If I don't heal up first, at least a little bit, I run a pretty solid risk at getting destroyed. So taking those things, more small items is better than fewer of the big collectible items. Um, four bangles or necklaces or whatever, they're going to be worth more than any cracked water chalice, just any water chalice pretty much, except for maybe purples and blues and whatnot. But here we find that easy exit, and I'm not about to pass it up. I do have time to take care of one more of these dudes. Death Skulls and Death Beetles have really solid loot on them. Never want to pass that up. And I end up dropping that 10 silver for it, which is fine. And I take my escape. Pretty smooth run, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.